Welcome to the podcast. We're so glad that you're here. Sometimes we curse like sailors while we have a beer. Sometimes there's graphic content, so watch for little ears. We can't be held responsible for what you're about to hear.
Hey!
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hi,
I'm Alisha.
I'm Jesse.
We are still.
Changing the chances.
And here we are again for another week. Hey, Happy New Year. By the time you listen to this, it will be a whole new year.
Right? Happy Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, with all that. New Year's, holidays, stuff.
All the things.
All the things.
All the things.
All the things.
That look was priceless.
Got to try and be, politically correct.
All the things. Anyways, welcome to the new year. I hope that there was some joy in your holiday season. At least some.
And hopefully 2020 is better than 20 and 21. Hell,
you hope 2020 is better than 20?
2022.
That is not what you said.
Is that not what I said?
No.
Okay. I hope 2022 is better than 2019, 2020, and 2021. At least for you. Because I feel like the last 3 years have kind of sucked.
I mean, there have been some rough patches, but that's fine. Look at this. We're getting through it. We're almost to the new year. When we're recording, it will be the new year when you hear this. So here we are. So with that in mind, I'm sure that most of you had kids out for winter break.
Yeah,
and
Christmas break, winter break, whatever they call it.
Yeah, whatever that may be. And hopefully they are going back to school. And with that, we just thought we would talk about school over the years, the changes.
Where Piper's at, how she's kind of adapted to, because she's in a public school. She's not in a special school. So.
Yeah. And
just how awesome the school has been in accommodating her.
Oh, yeah. This one, both of them, actually, not just this one, both of them, because Piper did go to preschool. She did start school when she was 3, which might
always loved school.
Sound crazy, but yes, always loved school. So
we were all for the preschool just to help get her the interaction with other kids, because we thought it would help her, like with engaging and tracking and movement and stuff like that.
Because she needed to be away from us, because for 3 years of her life we were the people she was with constantly, and we didn't go very many places with her because in the beginning we decided not to for her health reasons.
Yeah, so in that aspect we decided, it's probably about that time to let her out into the world a little bit and let her be her own person. And
yeah, she
has ate it up ever since. She loves going to school.
Loves it. Loves the kids. Loves to be away from me.
Well, she loves the chaos, everybody just talking and chattering, and the teachers and activities and stuff. She loves it all.
Well, yeah, she definitely does. So we were lucky in the aspect that we had early intervention, which were the therapies that came to the house. So when it was time to make this transition, they helped us. They were like, okay, so being that this is your district, this is the school you would go to, which is fantastic because they have dealt with it a lot. So they're familiar with the people there. Great people. Heard nothing but great things. They helped set up our meeting. We got our IEP set up. They were there to help us with it. So that was great. And because you transition out of early intervention when you turn 3. Her birthday is in April, so that puts you at the end of the school year. So we clearly didn't start preschool at the end of the year because that seemed ridiculous. So we did our IEP, set it up for when she would start school in the fall, which worked out fantastic. So her first day, she missed the first week of preschool because we were in Disneyland.
Which is an acceptable reason.
It's definitely an acceptable reason.
You're at one of the happiest places on earth.
You know what? It's an experience, and she should experience it. And she
did. And she loved it.
I know. So, but the first day of preschool, Jesse actually had off of work. I don't know if you took it off of work. I guess you did.
I don't know. I don't remember.
But you had it off. And being the crazy mother that I am, because Piper hasn't been away from me in 3 years. Not really. We dropped her off, drove to McDonald's and picked up breakfast and brought it back to the school and sat outside on the park bench the entire time she was in school because I didn't know what else to do with myself. But Jesse was a trooper and he did it with me.
Well, I was nervous about her being in school too, like she's nonverbal and,
Don't go too dark.
I know. I've seen the horror stories online and in the news and stuff. Like, people,
well, you always see the horror stories.
People can be really cruel to special needs kids, and I was worried about that. But the school was great, and my issues were put at ease really quickly.
She had 2 amazing teachers for preschool.
100%
amazing teachers, and actually one of them
set the bar so high. It was like all her other teachers have pretty much been held to these standards, and it's like, you're not so and so.
It's not completely true, but yes, they did set the bar very high from the get-go. So, but actually one of her teachers ended up taking over the preschool, becoming like the school director or whatever. They're not called principals in preschool, at least not this one. It's like school director.
Yeah, but she's a sweet woman. Amazing
no, she deserved
woman,
it.
She deserved it. She was great with these kids, great with the teachers. Everyone seemed to admire her and just, kind of respect her as a person. So,
no, she was amazing.
She deserved it, and she has done well.
Yeah. And the preschool she went to is actually like kitty corner from the school she now currently attends. So I drive by it every day when I drop her off and pick her up from school. So, it's a fun little reminder every time I drive by. I did get a phone call once, and it's kind of just like an inside joke now from at the time I called her the principal. Yes, they do not have principals. It's school director. I just call her the principal. She's the head of the preschool. Whatever. But I got a phone call from her saying, hey, this is Miss So-and-so, and Piper's in my office. She just was having a bad day. They couldn't console her. They couldn't get her to settle down, so they just asked me to come pick her up. No big deal. I always tell them, you have an issue, you call me. You need me to come pick her up, you call me. It's fine. I'm here. I'm her mother. I am happy to do whatever I need to do. So I went to the school, picked her up, and Jesse got home, and I'm like, you'll never believe what happened today. Piper was in the principal's office, and I got a phone call.
And I'm like, what? So young? She's following in my footsteps already? Yeah, that's my girl.
Oh my gosh. Needless to say, Jesse was in the principal office probably more than once in his life.
Yeah, just a few.
Times a year.
That's more accurate.
So, yeah. So it was kind of the running joke that, she's following in her daddy's footsteps.
And that was not the last time she's been to the principal's office either, so.
It's not?
Probably. I feel like she's been to the principal's office after that.
I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Oh, well, that was not the first or last time she's had a issue at school where she's had to be removed from class.
Oh,
So, that's what I'm saying.
Of course, she's probably not the only child who's ever been removed from class from problems.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying, like, that was kind of my thing, getting removed from class.
Oh, my gosh. No, Piper, kids are attracted to her, and they love her. And the biggest thing...
Because at this age, they're just so curious. Like,
well, yes.
They are genuinely interested and curious about Piper. There's no malice or anything. They want to know, like, why she's so different. Like, why is she so different? What makes her have to be in her chair, her wheelchair, and stuff like that.
Yeah. But she's just, like, so sweet and this fun-loving little girl. And I think kids are drawn to that. Because why wouldn't they be? I also think they're drawn to her because she's not, how do I say this? She's not like an attention stealer. And she doesn't take toys, and she doesn't, like, she's easy to talk to because you can just sit and talk to her and tell her anything you want, and chances are she's not going to interrupt you with her own story. She might laugh, and she might say something back to you.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I agreed. You don't have to worry about her taking your crowns or, you know, stuff like that. And
they really
I
get
think
to
too, like you said, she's just a fun, sweet girl. Like when she laughs, it's to me, it's like the sweetest sound because it just makes you want to laugh.
Yeah.
And I feel like kids are more so than adults because they've already, other kids have that innocence and that love to laugh and have a good time.
Yeah. I think it's fun because I think from what I've been told, the other children get enjoyment out of making her laugh.
Oh, everybody does. Even our niece, Hannah, and like everybody. Yeah. Everybody enjoys making her laugh because it's the best.
It is. And I don't know, I think it just makes you feel good because you like accomplish something. Because she doesn't always interact with you. Because we know she does it on her own terms.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if she does not want to, I mean, you can make all the silly faces and funny sounds and whatever. And if she does not want to interact, she don't give two shits.
Yeah, she won't.
She won't laugh. She won't interact. She won't even acknowledge you. You're dead to her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see you. You don't exist.
Yeah.
So for her to, and when she gets going, man, like laughing, it's like almost like those rib busting, like, oh, my side hurts. Like when she starts going, it's great.
And then you don't want to stop because it's
great.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. So let's see, when she was 3, she went to school. I think it was only 2 days a week. It's like 2.5 hours a day. Wasn't very long, but I think it was perfect.
It was good.
It just gave her a chance to get out.
Yep. Get her feet wet. Let her experience it, be around other kids.
Yeah, not too overwhelming. Yep. Not too much time. Then the next year in preschool, it was 4 days a week at 3.5 hours a day. It was still 2.5 hours maybe.
I think the time was the same. We just picked up 2 more days.
So it was 4 days a week.
Yeah, 4 days a week.
So
but the
still
time
good.
frame was still the same.
I just think that it was super helpful for her to start early because it was a good way to transition her into the longer days as 100%. You get older.
Because she's very good with routine.
She is phenomenal with routine.
And if you ease her into a routine and she just kind of figures out like this is what's going on and she's great with it. She adapts to it pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where she thrives for sure. As much as she likes chaos, as we say, and all the she chaotic stuff, she thrives on routine.
So good with her routine.
Yeah.
When you throw her off, depending on her mood, she's either going to be cool with it and be like, sweet, we're going on an adventure, or she's going to be like, hey, screw you. This is not what we should be doing right now.
Just depends, really. Especially on what we're doing, though, also.
If we're doing something like stupid and boring, and
why are we doing stupid and boring things? Jeez.
I don't know. Because we're old and stupid and boring? I don't know.
I am not old.
No, you're not.
I am not stupid either.
No, you're not.
I can definitely be boring, but
projecting.
You were projecting.
Was that what I? Yeah, I was projecting. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. So then kindergarten was 5 days a week, and that was 3.5 hours a day. Fun fact: her kindergarten teacher actually graduated high school with me.
I remember we talked about that, and I thought it was just crazy because her kindergarten teacher is young. Like. Considering... Yeah,
she graduated with me. She's my age. It was just funny because at her first, parent-teacher conference, she was like, hey, did you go to this school? Is this what year you graduated? Because we went to school together and graduated together. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. It was just crazy. Blows me away. It's like a small world. So that was fantastic, great, wonderful, amazing. As most of you know, because we have all lived through it, March. So this is the crazy thing. Piper has this terrible habit of getting sick in February, March-ish of every year.
It's like her thing.
It is her thing. We generally end up in the hospital because of whatever she tends to catch or get. So 2020, she's in kindergarten. She manages to get through February unscathed. She gets through the beginning of March totally fine. Then COVID hits. Everything shuts down. No more school. No more work for me. My job is done at the time. And so we're just sitting at home, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. We are sitting at home, not seeing anybody because it's kind of scary. It's new. You know, Piper is in a place
there's already been confirmed deaths.
You know, so
it's a respiratory thing.
We are just being super cautious with her. So we're literally staying home, not seeing people. And she gets
I was still working.
Horrendously sick.
I was still working.
Yes.
At the time.
She gets horrendously sick. I am not currently going to go into it, but it was just ridiculous. The whole world shuts down. We go nowhere, and this is the moment. This is the moment she gets sick. She makes it through the school year fine, and we're sitting at home, and this is what happens. It's ridiculous. I'm not going into it right now, but seriously, it was ridiculous. So due to this whole thing, she actually missed her whole first grade year. We did not send her back to school. We kept her home because I just wasn't comfortable with
neither one of us were.
That. Because kids are giant germ factories.
Schools are.
Schools are germ factories.
And I'm like, they're cesspools. Kids wipe their snotty noses all over their arms and high-five each other and scratch places that they probably shouldn't without washing their hands and noses and stuff. Like it's all the things. Kids are fucking gross.
This is the problem. You teach them to share, and they want to share everything. So
right here, have my booger covered hand.
It's true. So she missed her whole first grade year, which was weird.
I ain't sad about it. I ain't mad about it either, because you know what? Her health, in my opinion,
you're right. Her health is very important. Obviously, that's why we made that choice. Second of all, it's very easy for you to say that because you were getting up and going to work every day, and I was home with a child for a year and a half. That was tough. It was.
I'm not saying it wasn't. There was no argument on this end.
I tell you what. By the end of the first month of this, Piper was so sick of my face.
She was just so...
She was waking up like, really? This is what we're doing again today?
Like the same fucking shit.
Because we weren't going anywhere, and we weren't seeing anybody. And it was... oh man, that child, it was rough. I know it was rough for a lot of people.
It was...
I mean, I'm not...
Well, we couldn't explain to her, like, the world is sick, and it's, you can't go to school because of these reasons. And, like, she didn't understand. She went from going out and having this awesome routine.
Yeah.
Being with other kids, going to school, having a great time, going and seeing, your family, my family, stuff like that. Like, we legit weren't seeing anyone.
I know, nobody. So, and she doesn't do very well over technology. That is not strong suit for her.
Yeah, I mean, so over FaceTime and stuff. Like, she's gotten a little better, but she still kind of struggles with it.
So over the last year, she's gotten a little bit better because obviously we started relying on that a lot more. But it's a struggle for her given her vision.
Limited vision, yeah.
And she just doesn't quite get it, but she has gotten better.
She's like, I can hear my grams and my nana, but I know they ain't here.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
So she missed her whole first grade year, and she did, like, technically she was enrolled, and she technically went to school, because you could stay home and do an online option. But for her, this online option wasn't actually an online option for her because she's not doing what other kids are doing. She's not doing math problems. She's not reading sentences. She's not
learning to spell words.
Practicing writing. That's not what she was doing. So really, during this time, I was just keeping in contact with all her therapists from school, her PT, OT, speech, vision, and we were just coming up with plans and things for her to do to practice at home with me. So it's funny because we went and saw her favorite doctor ever because we have to see him every 3 months.
He's awesome.
And during this terrible time of being home all the time, he's like, so what is she doing for therapies? And I'm like, I'm all the therapies. I'm every single one of them. And he said, oh, I'm going to write that down. He writes everything down. He loves the way I word things. He thinks it's hilarious.
He is. He's such a funny man. He's so kind-hearted and dedicated to his job and to helping these kids.
Yeah.
But he is just lighthearted and cheerful and just a good guy.
He really is.
I really wish I could give him a shout out, but
so he so when I go back, he'll like read back what we talked about, and he's like, so last time we talked, you said, and I quote, you were all the therapies. And I'm like, yes, that is correct. I did say those words because it was completely true.
I was actually on a video conference call in the last visit.
Oh,
because
yes.
they still only let one parent go due
Mm-hmm.
to COVID precautions, which is cool. That's fine. I'm fine with that. You know, we have the technology. I was able to be there without being there.
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah,
great.
just because I never get to go and do those things because
Yeah.
I'm always at work, and
Yeah.
you know, lately things have been a little different. But it was nice to see him, nice to talk to him, and just how he is so focused on you and what you're asking about at that point. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
he's not trying to shove you out the door, get to the next patient. It's like,
Yeah.
no, what are your concerns? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he's been around all these years.
Yeah.
He knows Piper. He
Yeah.
knows her condition. And that's the best, is it's like, I will slit throats to keep this doctor in
He
our
knows.
family.
The thing is he knows us.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get to go very often, but he still asks about you every time we go.
Oh, yeah. He was very
how's
cool.
Jesse?
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
what's going on?
mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's a great guy. But anyway, so she missed her whole first year, and that's what it was entailing. I just kept in communication with therapies, and I just did them at home. That was pretty much her first grade year. She didn't really get to interact with anybody. We spent a lot of time walking. We did walk
I do
a
remember
lot.
that. You guys were doing neighborhood walks like
Because we needed to get
all
out.
the time.
We
Yeah.
can't sit around and do absolutely nothing. It was driving us bonkers. Literally. It was ridiculous.
And baking.
And baking.
Just like everybody else in the world, baking.
In all fairness, I've loved to bake since before.
Oh, I know. But that was just one of the things, is it felt like it was every day.
Well, I needed something to do. And baking is my happy place, besides Piper. But when your happy place hates you, you got to find the other one, which is baking. So, you know, I was doing the best I could with what I had. So she missed her whole first grade year. She's now in second grade. And I just told Jesse, I said, I don't care what it looks like. She's got to go back. She has to go back. Not only for my sanity, but for her sanity, she needs to be with people. Because that is the only way she's going to thrive.
She has brightened up so much being back at school. It's almost heartbreaking, because it was like she was legitly so bummed and
Yeah.
so sad to be missing out on all of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she knew what she was missing out on.
Yeah.
Legitly
'Cause
knew.
she'd
Like,
been going
she
for 3
understood it.
years.
Yep, she understood it. She got it. And it's like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah.
What is going on? Why am I stuck in this house with you two?
Well, and unfortunately, because I was the one doing everything, at some point it was not motivational anymore. I can sit here and do physical therapy with her every day, but when she loses the motivation because she just can't do it anymore, she's like, I can't look at you. I don't want to do this anymore.
Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to interact with you. I am just done with you.
Mm-hmm. So I just said, she's got to go back. So we have decided, she went back, she's in second grade, but she has gone back. She's masked every day. That is our personal choice. I have never judged anybody else for their choices. Lots of kids aren't wearing masks. That's fine. We made a choice and that was it. And it's worked out well so far. And
Right now we're on the fence on if we're going to get her vaccinated or not.
So
because, what was it, year before last? We got her the flu shot, and she got sick, and it sent her to the hospital.
we gave her a flu shot, and it sent her into a massive seizure, and she ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's just a whole other problem that's unique to Piper. That is such as our life. So, but the change in her since being back in school,
100%.
the motivation has come back.
Oh, yeah. She wants to play. She wants to interact. She wants... It almost feels like that little light that she got when she first started going to school and like started finding herself, so to speak, is back.
Is back. Yeah.
100%.
And the teachers can see it. So she has, obviously, because she is in a public school, she has her second grade teacher, which is with all of her typical peers that are very nice to her. And then she has her special ed teacher who was new this year, and I was just... So when she started in kindergarten, the special ed teacher met her. She was an amazing lady. Amazing. Loved her so much.
Didn't she have a daughter?
No.
Or was that her other teacher?
Her, this year? There's
No.
a special ed teacher this year. Their daughter's in her class.
Okay.
in her typical class.
I was thinking about kindergarten or pre-K.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Her teacher that signed.
Oh, had a daughter?
Didn't she have a daughter? Like she understood because whatever.
No, she was deaf. Her teacher that signed was deaf.
Yeah, she was hearing impaired. She wasn't like completely deaf, but.
Well, I don't know what her. Yeah. But yeah. No, I don't know anything about a daughter. There was somebody else whose daughter went to that preschool and absolutely just raved about the teachers. But yeah, so her special ed teacher in kindergarten was this amazing lady, and I was so excited to have her. Unfortunately, she left after kindergarten. They got a new special ed teacher. I didn't really get to know her because, like I said, Piper wasn't physically going to school for her first grade year. But then she left at the end of the year. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot handle this. What is happening right now? They got a new one. And I love her. Love her. This lady is so sweet. And she has been around special needs kids a lot.
Many years.
Yes.
She's got a lot of experience with special needs kids.
Yes. So I love that about her. Super sweet lady. She comes out to my car and gets Piper every morning because she's in a wheelchair and that can complicate things. So, and she brings her out to me at the end of the day.
Well, and you've even shown me, she sends you videos.
Well, that was her therapist.
Well, regardless.
Yeah, her therapist has sent me videos of her at school, what things she's doing, and they've just been amazing people.
This school is bent over backwards to accommodate Piper.
They're just so sweet. We're just very lucky. I just feel very lucky. So yes, anyways, her teachers have been phenomenal, and I love them. The big thing about this year I was worried about is her actually being able to attend a full day of school 5 days a week. Because again, she hadn't.
Yeah.
And she had a whole year off.
Yep. I was like, hey, by the way, now we're going to kind of throw you in the deep end. Sorry, kid.
Good luck.
But
no.
She's rocked it.
Yeah, she did. So, but that, I did let her teachers know, like, I don't know how this is going to work. If it's not going to work, then you call me, I pick her up. We will, think of a new plan. We'll handle it, whatever the case may be. So luckily, the first week of school was all short days, which by short days, it means it's like 2 hours shorter than a normal day. So I don't know how many hours that is, but
it's like 6 hours she was still at school.
Yeah, so that's almost double the amount of time she's ever been at school. She did great. She rocked it. They said she didn't have any issues. So the next week was definitely kind of a transitioning because they said on those days,
hitting a wall.
Yes, when she normally would have been going home at like 1 and she had to stay an extra 2 hours, she had hit a wall and she was tired. She didn't want to participate.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yes, she was not into it. So she did struggle for the first week, but she still did great. And now she does phenomenal. She still has issues once in a while.
But what kid doesn't?
Yeah.
It's...
Agreed. I have issues when I have to work a full day of work. So, yeah, that's a thing. Fun thing that we do with school now, because we said that she's great at routine, and I am great with alarms and timers. That is my thing. We have an Alexa, so in the morning at 8 o'clock, Alexa turns on, tells me the weather, and plays a song of whatever song I've chosen to play that day. It's usually upbeat, happy, something she can dance to. And that's my alarm saying, hey, it's time to pull the car around and get ready to leave for school. Piper knows exactly what this is. The second Alexa turns on, she gets a huge grin on her face. Then her song comes on. Sometimes she chooses to dance and participate in it. Not always. And she knows as soon as the song is over, we pack her up, we go to school. She knows exactly what it means. And I love seeing that smile. And I'm so glad that she loves to go to school. Something new this year for school, which has been kind of fun, is my friend's daughter goes to school with Piper now. We refer to her as my niece. That's my niece Hannah. Goes to school with Piper. So we meet in the parking lot next to each other. Hannah jumps out of the car. She comes over to the van. She opens it up all by herself now, jumps in the back, and she unhooks Piper's wheelchair out of the car, unbuckles her, and puts down the ramp. That is her thing to do in the morning now. That is how she contributes to this whole day. And she loves it. She gets to see Piper. She gets to help. It's adorable. And I love it. And I don't know. I just think it's been great.
I think the school's been great. I was really worried for her to go to school at first.
Mm-hmm. Which is totally understandable.
Even pre-K. But pre-K was a great experience. Kindergarten was a great experience. And then now back at school and being in second grade, it's been a great experience. They've been good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've been amazing.
Granted, she may not be getting the special education that she needs for her specialized needs, but she's still getting to interact with people. She's still getting to go to school, and this school is still doing a great job. Mm-hmm. So kudos, 100%. Yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day,
she still loves to go.
She loves to go. She loves to be there. I'm happy that she's there. What's even great, though, is because you're worried about her going, and obviously, for obvious reasons. But when we go to school with Piper for a function, whether it be parent-teacher conference or like the book fair after school or whatever the case may be, and you walk in and there's literally people walking up to Piper and they're like, "Hi, Piper, how have you been?" And we've never met these people before. Grown-ups, children, you name it. She's popular. I was never popular in school, so she didn't get it from me.
I was infamous. I was known for all the wrong reasons.
Okay. So hopefully Piper's going to break the mold and...
Yeah, she's popular for all the right reasons. And I wasn't even popular. Like I said, I was infamous. It was just like, no.
So I just think it's great that Piper knows so many people that we have never met in our lives.
It is. It's crazy.
And she is nonverbal and non-ambulatory. She does not move on her own, and she does not use words, but she definitely has a following, so...
Well, she communicates in her own way.
Well, of course.
If she chooses. If she so chooses
That's what I said. She doesn't use words. Didn't say she didn't communicate. No. So it's just fantastic. You know that she's loved when...
Random people that don't even...
Yep. When it just feels like random people know your own child, and you're like, and who you are, who?
And I tell people sometimes, it's like, she's the rock star, and Mom and I are just her entourage.
Oh, 100%. It's exactly how it is. So this doesn't...
Bodyguard and,
this doesn't
manager,
pertain
producer, what?
To school per se, but her OT at school obviously knows Piper. Over the summer, before second grade started, Jesse and I and her went to a baseball game. I went into the bathroom, and when I walked out, her OT was crouched down talking to Piper. She just happened to be there and notice her. The funny part is Jesse didn't know who this lady was, and she just like...
No clue. She just stopped, squatted down, and started talking to my kid like they were besties.
Oh, just laugh. Just laugh, because that is what happens. And that's exactly what she did. She just walked right over, started talking to Piper, and then it like dawned on her that Jesse had no idea who she was.
Because I was just standing there just like looking at her like, well, you obviously know Piper, like just whatever.
This is our lives. This is what happens. This is legitly how this works. So I walked out, and it was just crazy that we saw her, and it was perfect and wonderful, and happens all the time. All the time. Happened at a wedding that we went to.
Oh, yeah. What's his bucket's wife or something like that? I don't even know. Just
we were at Connor's wedding.
It was a woman that I did not know.
Yeah.
Knew my child.
Yep. She just walked on up, and she was like, Piper! And we're like, who are you?
Who the hell are you?
Who are you?
How do you know my kid?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Sweet girl. Like, she would, hey.
Oh, no, she's great.
How you doing? What's up, girl? Like, yeah.
She's fantastic.
But it was, I feel like that was just the beginning.
Oh, gosh.
It was like, how do you, what?
Yeah, I don't even know.
You know my kid.
Yep.
You are on, like,
I feel like she's
what's up terms with my kid, and I have no clue who the hell you are.
And it's funny because sometimes I feel like Piper's attached to me. I'm like, Piper is just part of me. If I'm 99% of the time, if you invite me somewhere, just assume I'm bringing a child because she's attached to me. That's just how it is. It's not going to change. So get on board. So when somebody knows her and I don't know who they are, it's weird because I'm like, where could you have possibly have met this person that I wasn't there?
Yeah.
How did that happen? But anyways, I think that about sums up
I think that covers it for this episode.
most of her amazing schooling we've experienced so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we're caught up with school now at this point.
We are, and it's been great. I'm so grateful that we've had a good experience because I've read a lot of bad experiences, and just makes me sad that is a thing. So we are very lucky, I think.
Yeah.
For everybody. So anyways, thanks for stopping in and listening to us ramble some more this week about some stuff going on and the things we've gone through and yada yada.
We hope that everybody has wonderful holidays, safe, happy, wonderful holidays.
Well, we hope that you did have a wonderful holiday because the holidays will be gone by the time this airs.
Yeah, New Year's is still a holiday.
No, this is going to air in January.
Oh. Okay, never mind. I have no clue what I'm talking about, I guess.
Yes, just a reminder that this is going to be in January. Did you hear that, Maxwell? January. Anyways, thanks for stopping in. And we will talk to you guys when we talk to you guys.
In the future. 2022.
Oh.
Because that's when this is going to air.
Oh, what? Bye, guys.
Later.